rarity. I don't remember how this coin got into the collection. It must have been a late addition by Mycroft. A yellow boy or guinea. This coin was minted from the gold mined on the Guinea coast of Africa. It's considered a more gentlemanly currency than the pound.
We've got them all, Sherry. Let's get back to the manor. I know just the room for our coins.
I hope you're not suggesting my room.
A manor all to ourselves. Can you believe it, Sherry? I have so many ideas.
This portrait was painted some time before my father's death. I would guess it's the only depiction of him that remains.
I heard footsteps upstairs a second ago. Wait, do we have an attic here?
I'm looking forward to learning to play it, as soon as I have some free time.
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
Could you help me?
I can't help you with that, sir.
As if they were struck by a battering ram.
I wonder how we managed not to hear any of this.
What's happened? Who is it?
Destruction and trampled ground. Destruction and trampled ground. Hog heaven. A coal gas tank. Enough to pump up an airship. A sailor's knife useful for cutting wet and thick ropes. It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed. An amount of attention that most can only dream of. A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Poke the elephant with this? Really? People are hopeless.
A strong pull broke this leash.
Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence. This photograph can help us find the old article about the elephants. The front page was fascinating. It was hard to believe as a child.
True. We may need it in our investigation. A royal suite for a favourite pet.
Plenty of food to satisfy even the most fastidious. This is quite comfy.
Didn't we get to fly in it as children? I doubt it could hold my weight today. Oof, a contortionist you were not. Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off. A belt from a dressing gown. Curious. A kneecap reduced to splinters. A kneecap reduced to splinters. A missing pinky, middle-aged. It's none other than Theodore Gilden.
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police. In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far. I can still track it.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
Nice to see you. Hello.
I'm watching you closely, Mr. Holmes.
That's the article. Feeling old already?
Is this familiar to you?
I don't know. Perhaps someone else can help you, sir.
It's as if a storm went through here.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
That's a question I can answer.
What's happened? Oh, who is it?
The elephant barged into this cart of olive oil.
What if we're lucky and he slipped and fell somewhere along the way?
Are you able to help me?
You shouldn't have left your mansion. You won't get any answers from me.
Okay, hear me out. If an elephant falls in the forest and there's no one around to...
John, no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy.
Strange. It was hung with care. The game has escaped us, for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Gosh, what a mansion.
I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist. This young lady has a childish interest for her age.
Oh, why do I get the worst jobs?
An amount of attention that most can only dream of.
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened. Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well. I have to leave you for now. A commendable effort to barricade the windows.
Who's a cute bird?
She packed as much as she could carry. The same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think. The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. Quite the spectrum. From the mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling. From before Mycroft was born. Our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A catchy title. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around. His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say. A relatively functional choice to replace the finger. Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt. Looks eccentric and smells eccentric.